already sort of watched the film to see sort of what you learned. I guess what did you learn looking back, and then also about the offense too? Did you learn anything there?
You know, I thought we had a very solid defensive performance, but unfortunately, still we got some mental errors and things we got to clean up. I thought we're playing hard. Again, you know, they made some big plays, made some really nice catches, but I thought we had decent coverage. So I think that's kind of the tale of some of it is explosive plays. We had some opportunities to get off the field there late and didn't. But overall, I'm pleased with the progression of the defense. You know, but yeah, you know, I thought guys like Cornell played. I thought Cornell played really well. You know, I'm not gonna go through every guy, obviously, but solid performance and enough.
How would you assess the way that the group has responded over the last 24, 36 hours?
That's a good question, Henry. You know, obviously we had a short week, you know, and we drew a late time slot. And by the time we get back on campus, it's 2 in the morning, and we had to meet practice yesterday. So yesterday's probably what you thought. Still highly disappointed and tired, and the body's not feeling great. But I thought once we got out there today, and they were fine last time. I mean, I don't have any concerns about effort and attitude about it, kind of going through what it is on a week like this. And I thought today, obviously just got off the field that without talking to the coordinators yet, it was a solid day effort-wise, and you're still trying to get your scout teams organized yet in the shorter thing, but yeah, I'm proud of the group for where we're at leadership-wise, because we don't have a lot of options right now. Okay, we got to go, and so it's good.
And then we've talked a lot already about Blake Harold, but he's now on the depth chart. Just wondering what
yeah, we're just seeing if you guys really read it and stuff. So we made one change, and so did you post it yet? Yeah, it's Blake's played well. And again, we're gonna rotate 5, 6 guys there, some games, whatever, but right now, again, that was a chance. Keenan and Caldwell actually, and I think Blake had more snaps, both played solid. I mean, one of Keenan's better performances for us. So again, that's a group Jim Panagos rotates, yet wants to make sure it's competitive enough who gets in at what time, especially early in the game.
With it being a Friday game this week, what exactly changes for you guys over the course of this week with your practice schedule?
Well, of course, we had to go yesterday. You have to give the players one day off, and the day off this week will be Saturday. And we were Spiders, the pads, just shot pads here yesterday, just for really protection of soreness, and kind of did a run through. I wouldn't call it a walkthrough, getting some stuff introduced, and then practice today with Spiders on, and we'll have pads on tomorrow, and we'll decide from there where we're at. And yeah, it's a balance. You can, some of it's mental, but it's more physical, because you could really, examine a 6 or 7 o'clock kickoff versus an 11 a.m. kickoff, and really what is it other than another night's sleep, which of course is important, but how much can you do and whatnot. So it's a balancing act, and actually, Chris Kleiman had texted me today too, talking about, because they got the same thing. They just had an earlier time slot, but we're both dealing in this state this week of short weeks, and he was kind of chuckling because of our time in the MAC as a staff kind of prepares you for some of these practice models, but it's usually in November, not in September.
You're wearing the all black, going with the all black
Yeah.
uniforms for this week. Any significance with choosing those for this week?
No, I was kind of looking at what's also coming down the road, different things, and kind of asked a couple guys. I asked Devin, like after the first game, what do you think about uniforms this next one? And he kind of blurted out. I go, well, when you guys want to wear the black ones, he goes, well, we'll just wear them next game. So.
And going back to Saturday, looking at the offense, was there anything you learned about the performance that you maybe didn't see in real time?
I don't know. You know, it's, we left opportunities out there, and again, there's, you know, from the novice eye, so to speak, or a fan's perspective of things, you know, a lot of things we do are RPO related, and they're run pass option based on certain things, and there's probably times that, you know, we probably wish it would have been a give, but it presented a throw, and, you know, and there's the one there, with the early fourth, you know, we threw it twice after a 7-yard gain, and, you know, the first call's an RPO, and the next one, the player flinched, and it's kind of one of those, you know, I guess Aaron Rodgers probably made a great living at it in Green Bay, you know, somebody flinches, you take a shot. Well, the guy flinched, Bryce snapped it, and they didn't call him offsides, which is automatic, we're gonna take a shot, you know, nobody knows if they're calling it or not, and I don't think the guy was offside, he moved, but he didn't move enough to be offside, so, we end up losing that possession. Again, we only punted twice, but the turnovers between those, so you can't, you know, again, you know, if you don't win the turnover battle, you know, your chances of winning really go down, and that was part of it. So we'll continue to learn about this team, and you know, I think we have guys that continue to work. I think we have a couple guys that are pressing a little bit, and we talked to them about it, that you can't, you know, they gotta let the game keep coming to you and stuff. But I trust this team, I trust our staff, that we have enough experience and resolve in us that you're gonna bounce back. And we talked about it, I mean, Saturday night, and again, we gotta be very careful of it, you know, of making sure we stay in the moment and realistic about what we have to do before it gets away from us. And this UNLV team, I know we haven't really got to them yet, is a better team than we played last year. You know, I know they had a talented quarterback that entered the portal, but the young man they brought in from Holy Cross gives him a better running threat. He can throw on the run. He becomes an extra weapon. They have excellent speed and quickness on the outside. They have an all-American receiver. They're very unique in what they do offensively, and they're very aggressive and multiple on defense and how they bring pressure. And they're playing extremely confident and feel they should be a top 25 team. So we've got to make sure that we're ready and we're hitting on all cylinders as well.
Yeah, just looking at the UNLV team, do you think there's a significant difference from the team that you played in?
Significant, no, I talked a little about the quarterback, you know, I still think they got some weapons, again, solid in the offensive line. You know, their game, you know, they put 70 on somebody, so again, they're gonna be pretty well rested, even though it's a short week. You know, they went down to Houston, and I mean, the touchdown Houston scored, and again, they're, you know, Willie down there is gonna keep getting that team better as the year goes on. That's just his track record, but the touchdown was the last minute of the game. So, you know, they're pretty much, you know, they're jumping on people early, UNLV is, and they've been shutting people out pretty much. So it's gonna be a team that I know from last year's game, that they felt they had opportunities to beat us. You know, we felt mine, but we thought we had opportunities to put them away maybe. And they're going to come in here. That this can be a statement game, just like last week was for Illinois. They, you know, you saw what they felt that was, and that's something we've talked about. Is that, you know, things have drastically changed here, and that you guys think that people are going to prepare and feel that if they can get a win against us, it's going to be more than just the usual. You know, we took care of business and moving on.
Yeah, you talked about it being statement games, like Kansas football, like being on the map almost. How does that change preparation at all, if anything? Does that change kind of the way you guys prepare?
No, I mean, you know, again, it's always interesting when you win and lose games, what happens on your phone, right? Who you hear from, who you don't, and what people say. But, you know, the ones that did reach out kind of talked about, don't forget, you know, where this program has come from, where we were, that people are now storming the field after a win. So, but that doesn't do anything to change things. But what we need to continue to do, and I've said this for many years, is, no, the approach needs to be consistent, and we want to make sure that we're as intentional on Mondays as we are on Thursdays. You can't warm up in this thing, and that's the thing about, and we talk a lot also about wanting to play at the next level. That's being a pro. You gotta come into this every day, just like coaches do. We gotta come every day ready to be prepared to improve our players, to set a standard and hold them to the standard and keep going. And but the one thing is that we've talked about is being able to match everyone's intensity now, because there is part of that, and that's the part we've continued to try to motivate our guys, but I think they'll have a better understanding this week of that.
That you referenced it here a couple of times, and I know you said it Saturday, find out what this group's made of. Does it give you comfort with so many veterans and so many guys you've been around, knowing what they're made of before you have to see?
Absolutely. You know, I trust these guys. There's you know, the thing about it, just watching them today, you know, you can tell sometimes just by warming up or things. There's, you know, the difference of disappointment in the outcome in that versus deflection at play. And teams that don't have better leadership, or don't have a good culture, that's where you know, you start getting locker room issues and things like that. So right now, but again, I can say everything in these manners of that you want or whatever. We got to go out Friday night and play and show that, and show it to our fan base. But again, you know, there's nobody more disappointed in the outcome than everybody that's in this building at 6 every morning.
You talked about guys pressing. Is Jalen one of those?
I'm not gonna get into who I feel is.
Okay.
I just feel that there's times of, I know that guys wanna be successful and they wanna try to make things happen and I don't feel, cause I don't feel him in a, you know, his body language changing in any way or form. So I don't feel that Jim hasn't said that to me in dealing with them, and you know, and I don't wanna call it rust. I mean, there's some things that there's some throws he wants to, you know, take back, and we'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Lance, playing Illinois, a physical Big Ten team, how do you feel your team played on both sides of the line of scrimmage?
I'm very confident it was the more physical team in that regard, but it didn't show up on school.
I think Lance is Gilliam healthy. It looked like late in the fourth quarter he got
Yeah,
taken out.
he got taken out there. We'll see where he's at as we move along this week.
Anything else, Coach?
Yeah, that's the toughest thing is, you know, it's a short week, it's gonna see where it's at, but yeah, he's, you know, it's a leg injury, we'll see.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,